In the month of October, I'm going to be talking and focusing on how do we live more and more into our heart. Because now we know how amazing our heart really is. And also how do we live with more and more of our spirit shining through. And really then the flip side is what takes us out of our heart and into what I'm calling the box. So this whole month we'll be focusing on in and out of the box. And this concept of box really goes back to thinking and the whole idea that if we create a problem within a certain framework, in order to solve it, we have to get out of that box. We have to see things from a bigger, wider perspective. And so what takes us into the box? How do we get out of the box? How do we even know that we are in a box? And these are great questions, whether we're a leader, in the role of an administrator or a parent or a colleague or just doing our ordinary life. Do we get in the box? Do we get in our own way? And so let's start with the whole definition of what does it mean to be in the box? Well, the first book that comes to my mind as we explore this whole idea of in the box is a wonderful book written by the Arbinger Institute. And it's called Leadership and Self-Deception. And that's quite a title. I love the title because it was so challenging, but let me tell you, lots of people didn't like the title, and they were actually offended at the idea of leadership and self-deception being linked. And yet, this book shows a profound connection for all of us. And so, what does it mean to deceive ourselves? What are they talking about when they say self-deception? And really, what they're talking about is the idea that we betray ourselves. And in fact, they're offering that we betray ourselves almost on a daily basis, if not many times a day. And for them, the definition is when we don't honor ourselves, our truth of what we know, we by default have dishonored, deceived ourselves. So there's the beginning point. In what ways do we deceive ourselves? We can put this in other language. What's in our blind spot? What stops us? When do we not bring our full self, play full on, play our A game, if you like to put in that context? And what's going on there? And so I think it's very interesting to look deeper into this whole idea of self-deception. And what they really are offering is at the very moment when we don't honor what is our truth, when we don't open the door for someone or send information if we know that they need it, or we just pull back a little from what is really true for us and what would be the ultimately right action in that moment, we go into the box. And so this is a very interesting idea. And once we're in the box, life starts to unfold very differently. So let me give you an idea of how the sequence unfolds. We're slowing this down, almost like slow motion, to really see a very complex process, to see it clearly unfold. So here's how the sequence could go. First, we betray ourselves by not honoring, in the moment, the smallest, simplest little action. We betray ourselves by not honoring what we know to be true or what we want to do or say. Now, once we've done that, then we start to think of ways to justify our behavior. Well, I was in a rush. Well, I'm not sure if they really wanted to know that. Oh, I didn't really see, I wasn't sure if they were getting on the elevator or not. We start to really defend ourselves. So we pretend to not see, not know, and unconsciously, at that point, I'm already deceiving myself. Now, the next step is that really places me in the role of the victim. And so I start to see life in such a way that puts me in the victim, the person who's hardworking, well-intentioned, and not being appreciated, understood. And I start really altering the whole way I look at life. Well, the next step is very easy because now I look out at the people around me and the situations, and I can see lots of reasons for blaming the outside world, others, situations, time, and so forth. And now I'm firmly feeling like a victim, unappreciated or whatever it is, and others are part of the problem. From that place, I now start looking for more and more evidence in how they in fact are not supporting me, defending me, helping me, appreciating me, whatever it is. And I'm really now polarized. It's me against the world. So there we have me, very simply, step by step, just ignoring my truth, taking a step, getting a little off kilter, then defending it a little more for whatever reasons, and now starting to look out at the world to prove my perceptions. And voila, I'm in the box. Once I'm in the box, everything is distorted. And so it's very interesting how I will then handle life and handle situations. Now, when I put it out in black and white like that, it seems pretty harsh in some ways. Even I don't like that sort of very intense focus on the sequence, on how we can so easily betray ourselves, deceive ourselves. And yet, I really would like to encourage you to not back away from these ideas. Consider the possibility that each and every one of us are betraying ourselves on a pretty regular basis. And this is not to induce guilt or shame, but it's to say there's an opportunity here. There's a place, if we understand and see more clearly what we're doing, that we could in fact get out of the box and in fact live more with our heart open, with more curiosity and passion and so on. And as a leader, as a parent, as a colleague, as a partner, it would be so much more exciting if we could live with more and more of our passion and our creativity. And the answer is we need to be less and less in the box. So this week, I'd like to invite you just to do one thing, to bring up on your radar the ways that you could be stepping back, not honoring yourself, not living your full potential, your curiosity, your intelligence. Just look for the ways that you are in the box. Not to judge or shame yourself, but to gather the information. How's it happening? When's it happening? And then next week, I'll be talking about when you're in the box, the 6 things you do not want to do, and how to get out of the box. So I hope you will join me in this journey of discovering more and more about who we are and how we show up and how to bring more and more of ourselves fully forward with all of our potential. Have a great week. Look forward to hearing from you. Hope you have some exciting discoveries. Goodbye.